Hello YouTube! We're on the Real Programming channel. I am its host. My name is Andrei. I greet you. Welcome. This is our 20th lesson. We are talking about HTML and JavaScript, and we will talk about, did we mention functions are also values? Okay, let's talk about this. You used variables to store numbers. Boolean values, strings, arrays, all kinds of things. But did we mention you can also assign a function to a variable? Check this out. Let's look on Sublime Text. You can download it, Sublime Text in a link in description under this video, and you will find all the content materials under this video, the description link to Google Drive. Okay, let's define a simple function that adds 1 to its argument. Now, let's do something new. We'll use the name of the function add1 and assign add1 to a new variable plus 1. Notice we are not calling the function with add1, we're just using the function name. Plus 1 is assigned to a function, so we can call it with an integer argument of 1. After this call, result is equal to 2. Well, not only did we fail to mention this little detail about function before now, but we also weren't totally honest when we told you about the anatomy of a function. As it turns out, you don't even have to give your function a name. That's right, your function can be anonymous. What the heck does that mean, and why would you want to do such a thing? First, let's see how you create a function without a name. Here, we're creating a function and not using a name. But how do we do anything with it? Let's do it again, and this time assign it to a variable. And then we can use that variable to call the function. After this call, result is equal to 2. Okay, brain power. Take a look at this code. What do you think is going on? This should start to look a little more understandable with what we just covered. Don't worry if you're still not getting 100% of it, we'll get there. Answer you may in comment. Okay, tell me in comment what you can do with function as values. So, what's the big deal? What is useful? Well, the important thing isn't so much that we can assign a function to a variable. That's just our way of showing you that a function actually is a value. And you know you can store values in variables or arrays. You can pass them as arguments to functions, or as we'll soon see, you can assign them to the properties of objects. But rather than talking, you thought how anonymous functions are useful. Let's just look at one of the many ways using functions as value starts to get interesting. Here is the simple init function. Here we assign the function we defined to the load handler. Hey, look, we were already using function as values. Or we could get even fancier. Whoa, isn't that simpler and more readable? So, here is we creating a function without an explicit name, and then assigning its value to the window.onload property directly. Don't worry if window.onload is still a little unclear, we're just about to cover all that. You might be starting to see that functions can do some useful things beyond just packaging up code for reuse to give you a better idea of how to fully take advantage of function. We are going to take a look at objects and see how they fit into JavaScript, and then we'll put it all together. Okay. Authors, hello, I'm a girl who bought the HTML5 book. Remember me? What does all this have to do with HTML5? Well, we thought we'd covered that already. But if you looks like we're picking you up and have driven you halfway around the city with the metro running, when we could have driven you straight downtown. Well, then remember, we're about to start diving into the APIs that work with HTML5 in the next chapter, and doing that is going to require that you really understand functions, objects, and a few other related topics. So hang in there. In fact, you're halfway there. And don't forget, this is a chapter where you're going from scripter to programmer, from an HTML and CSS jockey to someone who is capable of building real apps. Did we really mention that is probably going to make you a lot more money too? With object, the future is so bright we really do have to wear shades. Did someone say objects? Our favorite topic. Objects are going to take your JavaScript programming skills to the next level. They are the key to managing complex code, to understanding the DOM, to organizing your data, and they are even the fundamental way HTML5 JavaScript APIs are packaged up. And that's just our short list. That said, objects are a difficult topic, right? We are going to jump in head first, and you will be using them in no time. Here is the secret to JavaScript objects. They are just collections of properties. Let's take an example, say a dog. Dog's got properties. All dogs have a list of activities they enjoy, like walking and fetching a ball. This is our dog. And the breed. Most dogs have names like Fido here. All dogs have a weight, and the breed in this case we call Fido mixed breed. Thinking about properties. Of course, Fido would be the first to admit there is a lot more to him than just a few properties, but for this example, those are going to be the ones we need to capture in a software. Let's think about those properties in terms of JavaScript data types. As you probably guessed, we're going to have an object representing a dog. And a set of properties. We've got some strings representing that dog's name and breed. And we've got an integer for the weight. And we'll collect the dog's loves in an array of strings 0 or more. Here we've got Fido's two interests. How to create an object in JavaScript. Okay, so we've got an object with some properties. How do we create this using JavaScript? Here is how. We're going to assign our object in the variable Fido. Start an object with just the left curly brace. Then all the properties are going to go inside. This object has 4 properties: name, weight, breed, and loss. Notice that each property is separated by a comma, not a semicolon. Notice that the value of weight is a number 14 and the values of breed and name are strings. And of course we have an array to hold the dog's loss. Some things you can do with the objects, and we will talk about this in the next lesson. And here is our lesson 20 about JavaScript is AND. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Please put likes, share with friends, comment, meditate, do exercise more often, drink more water for the brain, eat nuts, eat chocolate. That's all. Thank you. Bye.